Okay, today we're going to make a great chili recipe that's good either in the summertime on hot dogs or even on a cold winter night. The ingredients that we need for our chili is a pound of ground turkey, 1 onion, 2 cloves of garlic. We need a can of tomato paste and a can of tomato sauce, 2 cans of diced tomatoes, and then we're going to get some cumin in there, paprika, chili powder, oregano, salt, pepper, some Worcestershire sauce, and then we're going to use 1 can of white kidney beans, also known as cannellini beans, and regular kidney beans. And then at the end, for garnish, I like to use some tortilla chips, some grated Colby Jack. We're going to have a chopped green onion and some fresh sour cream. Let's get started. Okay, the first thing that we want to do is we want to chop our onion. Okay, so when you take the onion half and point the bottom of it away from you, you want to take your knife very carefully and slice down, not going all the way through. That'll help it stay together. Then you rotate it, and as you chop, the onion falls away in nice little pieces. And then you want to continue with the other half of the onion and go ahead and chop it the same way and put the onions in a bowl. They don't have to be finely chopped. They're going to cook in the chili for quite some time, so they will be really tender. Next up is the garlic. Now you can use a zester if you want and rub it on there, but to me it's faster and easier using a knife. And what I like to do is just once you peel it, the papery cover is gone, give it a good smash on both of them, and then just carefully chop it up into little pieces, being very careful not to get your fingers in there. And this, I believe, is faster than using one of those garlic presses or the zester. And then once the garlic's done, you can go ahead and put them in with the onions. Okay, now what we want to do is get a pan on the stove and go ahead and start browning our hamburger meat, the ground turkey. Okay, while the meat's browning, we can go ahead and mix our, or prep our dry ingredients. We want 1 teaspoon of cumin, and this is a ½ teaspoon that fits in the jar. And then we want 1 teaspoon of paprika. I like the Hungarian version. And then on the chili powder we want 2 teaspoons, so we're going to do 4 of these. And this you can gauge to your preference. If you like really hot, you can add more. If you don't like it quite so spicy, of course add less. And then on the oregano is also 1 teaspoon, so a couple of those. And then we're going to do a teaspoon of salt as well. And then about a ½ teaspoon of ground pepper. Just kind of eyeball it. And that's it. Okay, once the ground turkey is browned nicely, we want to either drain it. If it yields a lot of liquid, you want to definitely drain it out. But this one looks pretty good, so we're going to set that aside. And then we want to put a pot on high heat and add a couple of glugs of EVOO, extra virgin olive oil. Okay, once the pot is nice and hot, the oil's warming up in there, starting to shimmer, we'll go ahead and add the onions and the garlic, of course, on top. And we want to saute these in here until they get a little bit soft and golden. Okay, once the onions start to soften up with the garlic there, we're going to go ahead and take our ground turkey and add it to it and go ahead and sweat it out a little more, kind of mix it up real good. And now's a good time to go ahead and open the can of tomato paste, the tomato sauce, and the canned tomatoes. Get those ready because they're going to go in real quick. Now on the kidney beans and the white kidneys, you want to drain them. Just simply drain them into a colander. And you don't want to rinse them. You just want to get the liquid down. Okay, we're ready to go. We're going to take our dry ingredients and go ahead and put those in to the meat and onion mixture. Go ahead and spoon in our tomato paste, tomato sauce, and then our canned tomatoes, of course. And we'll go ahead and give that a good stir up. kind of fold it all together. You don't want to put the beans in right now because if you fold, you might crush some of the beans, and you want them to be handled as least as possible. Next, we're going to add our teaspoon of the Worcestershire sauce. Drizzle that right over. And now we can finally add our colorful beans. And here again, we want to just fold them in gently. Bring the heat to about medium. Now here on medium heat, we want to definitely keep after it. Our goal is to get it to almost a boil, but not quite. Okay, once our chili is pretty warm, we want to definitely put it on low heat, simmer, and go ahead and cover it. We're going to let it cook like that for about an hour, checking on it maybe every 20 minutes to give it a little stir. Okay, our chili's been simmering now for an hour, and it's bubbling away, looking good. We just want to gently stir it a little bit, and we're ready to serve it up. And the way I like to do it is I take a few tortilla chips, break them up, put them in the bottom. I add a little bit of Colby Jack cheese. Then I go ahead and ladle some of this delicious chili. We're going to just go ahead and ladle a couple of scoops right on there. And now we're going to give it a good dollop of sour cream. And then lastly, we're going to put a little chopped green onion for garnish. And there you have it. A very simple, easy to make homemade recipe for chili beans. Enjoy!